Welcome to the third episode of the Ink and Pass podcast. I'm your host, Elijah. I'm joined by Ivan, Ben, and Chris. Today we're going to do a little Lorcana retrospective of the last set. But before we get into that, let's talk about our weeks in Lorcana. So, for this week, I'm going to have us each go through what we've been testing with the new set, if we have. Chris, I know you haven't. Just like a card that we think is like pretty good right now, or maybe something you really don't like that you thought you would. So Ben, I'll start with you.
So I've been playing for a couple days now with the new cards, and I wanted to start with Ruby Amber, which was fun, but then I was kind of like, I just want to try different things out while we're in the very early on stages of the game. So I built a Amber Amethyst Hyper Aggro deck, which is extremely fun. Obviously, though, people hate Hyper Aggro, so they're gonna have varying opinions on that. But a card that I was very surprised about in that deck and that I'm actually really enjoying is the purple 2-drop Pocahontas that came out. That when she quests, you can choose to gain lore equal to another exerted character of yours. And with that other new card, I can't remember his name, but the dog, that's a 1/4 that cannot challenge.
Bugsley
I think it's Pugsley, yeah. But
or Miko?
he's got 3 lore on him.
No,
So you quest
Miko's.
with
Sorry,
Miko's
keep
the
going.
one
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 drop.
evasive.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Um, but yeah, he's got 3 lore on him. So you quest with him, then you quest with Pocahontas to gain, you know, 3 additional lore plus her one.
That's that ugly looking
Uh,
card,
it's
right?
it's it's Percy, the 3 cost 1/4 that quests for free
Percy.
and can't
Yeah.
Yeah,
challenge. Yeah.
Percy. That's it. Yeah, but yeah, it's been insane, and people are like, what? And I'm like, by turn 4, I'm like already at 10 or 11 lore, and they're like, what do I do? And then it's just
Right.
game over by that point. So I'm enjoying it though. I've been a hyper aggro player since the beginning, so it's just fun to see it like kind of back in the spotlight with these new cards.
Yeah, that's super cool. That card is interesting. We had that bolt uh from a couple sets ago that came in
Yeah, the
tapped.
yellow steel one.
Yeah, but with the exact same stat line. But
Right.
the fact that this one comes in unexerted is probably. All right, Ivan, how has your cooking been going?
So I haven't been doing any sort of play testing. For the most part, I've just been kind of trying to absorb the new cards and their different interactions. Like what can interact with what. So I ended up creating my own tier list so that I can keep in my hand. Okay, so this card seems like it could really interact with this. So I've just been thinking of different combos that could happen and comparing that to what we already know and is established meta. Just because a card can be really good, but how relevant will it be going into a meta that already exists? So I have the mentality of to be the best, you got to beat the best. So this combo seems really cool, but can it beat dogs? This combo seems really cool, but can it beat Sapphire Emerald? Not necessarily beat it, but like what different strategies and how can the meta curve around these particular cards and the way they interact? So that's been my mentality so far. I'm looking forward to cooking and creating decks and seeing how they stand up against the old meta to form this new meta that we're going to go into. So that's kind of where I'm at. I'm still in the thinking stages and kind of just seeing the combos.
There's a lot of interesting cards in this set that can interact with some old cards that we probably haven't seen in a while, and just like what you were saying with the can it hold up against the new meta? Like these aggro decks are kind of smoking blue green now, so I think there might be a fairly big shift, but uh,
Yeah.
we'll talk about it.
Um, I'm still saying Amber slash Emerald will be hugely influential in this format. So like Amber with either aggro or hand control, or Emerald with their ability to just kind of swarm and still keep control of the hand and board. Like it's going to be crazy, but it doesn't necessarily have to be Amber slash Emerald in the same deck, but like it could be Ruby Amber, it could be Sapphire Emerald, it could be, but I still think that Amber and Emerald have positioned themselves this set to be the most influential.
Yeah, I think I'd probably agree with that. Red has some interesting cards.
Phooey.
I know you're the big red guy and you don't like
I
it.
love Ruby, but like nothing that they came out with is really like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm still experimenting. Still
On the on
experimenting.
the on the Amber topic, Amber's gonna be
Yeah.
influential, but what about that board wipe?
I mean,
Anyway,
I mean, like, like nobody cares about it. Let's be real. It's gonna work in what, blue yellow, at most.
I
maybe.
could see it as a one or two.
So
One or
Yeah.
two of. Because if
Right.
you have that in your deck and your opponent knows that you have it in the deck, the countdown timer begins.
Yeah.
And
yeah,
if you can build a deck, so we're not going to get into this yet, but when we talk about new color combos that could arise from the set, we'll get more into it. But just again, showing your opponent that you have that card in your deck could influence their play, especially in games that go for a little bit longer.
yeah. I think we'll get to talking about it a little. I think that card might not be what changes the meta, but it might be an answer to it. We'll see. Chris, how about you?
I am also very excited about dogs, but in a way that you guys aren't. I've played dogs for a while, so I'm kind of hyped about it. So the card I'm most interested in playing and playtesting is the 2-cost uninkable 1/2 that quests for 1 Grandmother Willow.
Yeah.
And if you don't know, she says once during your turn, you pay 1 less ink for the next character you play this turn.
People are
It is,
already calling for that card to be banned,
Look,
yeah.
look,
and
look,
the
look.
set hasn't even come
It's
out.
too early. It's too early for that.
So
Yeah, they're like, it's the next Bucky, and I'm like, no, it's not.
that's a
Like,
crazy statement because
yeah,
Bucky was actively oppressive.
yeah.
So I think this card is like interesting, but the fact that it doesn't do actions is relevant because it doesn't get you to the board wipe quicker. That
Hmm.
was relevant in my game against Alec this weekend. But I think this card is like really good. I think to have that as your spotlight card is like correct. And if it wasn't mentioned, I was gonna say we have an honorable mention. It's this card because this card's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
um, but I do have to say I'm not as excited to play competitive decks this set, just because I likely am not going to be going to a big tournament anytime soon. But I am excited to play a bunch of not meta decks that could be fun. Like I'm very interested in Darkwing Duck and playing Blue Steel with him. That just seems like a lot of fun. You just throw an
Yeah.
items package and then like Darkwing Duck in there, and just seems like a lot of fun. So other than that, I want to play Darkwing Duck.
Yeah, if you'll be the first one to know if I pulled that enchanted.
Yeah, I want to be the terror that flaps in the night.
Right.
Yeah, you guys gotta watch it.
I do. Yeah. That's a
That'll be my
good
watch.
quote, maybe. Is that what
Definitely
the card's
is.
called?
I don't know. Does
Okay.
it say that on his
I have
card?
no idea. I'm
Let's
not
see.
as much as I love this game, I haven't seen all of the movies.
You
Like,
mean you haven't seen every single piece of Disney IP that's ever come out?
let me think. No.
I guess some people aren't as crazy as me.
I haven't seen like for this set, I haven't seen Pocahontas. I haven't seen is Black Cauldron in this set?
That was last set.
That was
Like
last
last
set.
set?
Oh, okay.
But
Uh,
but Terran's in this set too.
Aaron is in the set, yeah.
so there's some things I just haven't seen. But
There is
Toy
Fox and the
Story,
Hound.
Toy Story, all have not seen that. I have not seen Fox and the Hound.
There's the action called the terror that flaps in the night.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, okay.
Um, I do want to give a shout out for Lorcana this week. My friend Al just texted me that out of his participation pack from League, he got the Enchanted Goliath. So
Whoa!
Hey,
shout
oh,
out there. That's pretty
shout
sick.
out Al.
Tell
That's
him to send
sick.
me a DM because somebody sold his on me.
Oh, I wonder who that was.
All right. Well, go. Moving into my week in Lorcana, I since the beginning of this set, I saw that Ana legendary, and I was like, I love this card. This card has to be broken. Spoiler alert: it's not broken. I think
Why isn't it
it's
broken?
yeah. I think so. The shift zero is interesting, and it's something that your opponent is always scared of. But I think the fact that yellow is prevalent, so the second you shift it, it can get hit with World's Greatest, means you're not going turn one drop that puts something into the discard, or playing Fire the Cannons outright, or like Develop Your Brain, which is something you can do. And then playing the Ana, playing the little Ana that puts a card in onto the bottom of your deck, and then shifting immediately. You're not doing that because that's on curve with them World's Greatest on it, which feels really bad. I'd imagine. I played against Marty and he was playing purple yellow, and I just played around it because I'm obviously not going to shift there and go down the card in hand. Um, I think I think the other reason is how like clunky all of the supporting cards feel. Like the Kristoff feels good because he's basically, if you have an Ana in play, he's on play, draw a card, and then he's a 4/4 uninkable. If you have a character named Ana in play, you put a card from either player's discard onto the bottom of their deck, and then once per turn, if you've put a card on the bottom of your deck, or if a card has left your discard, you get to draw a card. So you play him with an on board, the card goes under, and you draw a card. So having two Kristoffs out and playing the little Ana that puts a card under makes your 2-drop draw 2 cards, which is pretty good. It's interesting, but it's like so clunky that if I'm then also shifting the Ana, it's just like not really worth it. It's just clunky.
It's
I
a
think
combo.
yeah. I mean, I always gravitate towards combo cards, and I was thinking like maybe you discard the Gantu that quests for 4, and then like you quest with the big Ana, so then she quests for 5 and the card goes under. But I don't know. It's combo. It's combo. I always gravitate towards those cards. I made a huge list of every single card that triggers Ana and Kristoff, so we'll have to get through that entire list at some point. But uh, we will see. Breaking news. Hold on. We just got the champion playmat Tinkerbell.
What?
Look in the
It looks
Discord.
so
That looks
good.
gorgeous.
Okay, let's check it out.
And yeah,
Oh my gosh.
but just the top 8 foil promo and the participation non-foil. There is no second place mat for everybody that was hoping.
Sad.
But breaking
The
That
news.
is
participation promo being full art now, huge W.
True. Did they not do that last time?
they did last set, yeah.
They did last time,
Yeah,
but they
yeah.
didn't do it for the dragon. Yes, I do like that
Correct.
though. I'm hoping the foiling's a little better on this card than it looked on the Daisy. It was just weird on that card, I
I'm
think.
sure it will be. I think the foiling on the Daisy was just matching the Enchanteds for last set.
Yeah, I think so.
And the foiling on this, like just from the the lore casts and everything, the
Yeah,
foiling on the new Enchanteds looks crazy good. So
yeah, I think it's gonna be sick. Okay, moving on to our questions of the episode. We have two questions
yo,
today. Shout out to Scott and Marty. So Scott says, "What's the current non-meta color pair that you feel has the best chance of finding a place in the set 11 meta?" Ivan, I'm sure you have some ideas. So what are your thoughts? You said yellow
Oh,
and
you're gonna
green are
start
like
with
kind
me.
of yeah.
Um, well, first we gotta go with a non-meta color pairing.
Right.
So, um, I don't believe Amber Sapphire is technically meta, so I would go with Amber Sapphire. I think right now it's got the amber portion of it can definitely carry. Now that you can draw, now that you can destroy, it's it's new Ruby basically. And it pairs nicely with blue to ramp or to ward or just to boost or influence the board. So like this just it seems like everything that would have made that deck good, there are new pieces for it to even make it better and to answer possible other meta coming up. So I like Amber Sapphire. I think it's in a position where it can make a splash.
Do you play Grandma Willow in that deck as your ninth or 10th ramp instead of like a one
Um,
jump?
I haven't
Well,
cooked the deck list yet, but I personally wouldn't just because you're gonna get into a situation where all you're drawing is
ramp
ramp
cards.
and eventually
I
the whole point of blue and getting to higher cost cards is like you need that heavy hitter. Like
Right,
if
right,
I'm
right.
gonna draw two cards, I better be drawing
Gas.
a Hades or a Stitch that draws even more cards, or I need something that's more influential on the board. I don't want to draw too many low drops, which is a danger.
Right.
Yeah, I will say I played a rough draft that Austin created in our group. It's a really fun deck. I don't think you need more ramp, but I do think the inclusion of Moana is really nice for the times when I'm kind of just like, I don't want to get rid of any pieces in my hand. Oh, let me just ink a sail from my discard. Or, oh, let me just ink a Tipo from my discard. Like, that just feeling of having a new way to be like, oh, let me not remove anything from my hand and just remove cards that I can no longer do anything with, just makes that deck even better in the sense that, like Ivan was saying, it's like the new Ruby. You've got the removal for evasives with the Horseman Strikes. You've got the removal of characters with 5 attack or more with World's Greatest, and you've got support in those colors, so you can just boost their things up to then World's Greatest them. I mean, it's a pretty deadly combo now.
And you've got Mowgli for hand control.
Yep,
Technically, you could run Timon for even more hand control.
yep,
Um, it's got so many tools that say, I'm going to be able to play, but you're not.
yeah,
Yeah. Do you really play Mowgli in that deck?
yeah.
I,
I mean, Mowgli stops Triple M and Let It Go, and there's just,
Mowgli
oh,
is specifically
yeah.
for the Blurple and the blue green matchup.
but
I
then
mean,
you're
like,
you're ramping a turn late, right?
you don't use them that
You
early
don't,
on.
yeah.
You use them
Okay.
later, like when you're getting to those turns when they're trying to your welcome,
Right,
when
right,
they're
right.
trying to, yeah,
But then doesn't that go against your like plan of like having a bunch of big cards?
Yeah, but Mowgli will immediately influence the game.
yeah,
If
Maybe
I'm building up a
potentially.
board, I need to be able to make sure I need to be able to see my opponent's hands to at least gain that knowledge, but also be able to remove one of those key pieces, whether it's Let It Go, um, Into the Unknown, Triple M, and there's other cards now too. Ruby with their new bow card, um, taking away draw power.
Ohana means family.
Ohana means family. Like there's a lot of good targets for Mowgli.
Yeah,
And
You
the reason you play
think
Mowgli
you
over
guys think Timon would be better though in that situation, just because you can actually pick what you're hitting?
well, the
I
theory is that if you're playing it early, you're taking away a combo piece, sure. But you're playing it later, um, they shouldn't have too many cards in their hand. So
That's
it's
fair.
like they go down in hand size, and then right when
the
they're
more
about to
likely you
recover
are.
their
Right.
hand, yeah, you take it away. Also, Timon being uninkable versus Mowgli. they have 0 cards in hands. He's not dead. I could just ink him.
Yeah.
That's fair.
I think it's interesting. I think it's rough that it's not like it's like sometimes a dead card. I don't know. You don't want too many dead cards in that deck because I played yellow blue as like a test at the end of this set, and like some cards are completely dead in certain matchups. Like World's Greatest is completely dead unless you have a support
Support.
character on board. Um, Mowgli is like pretty dead against a good chunk of decks. Horseman Strikes is dead against a deck that doesn't have an evasive. It just replaces
So
itself.
you can still get a card draw, yeah.
Right. Which is relevant,
Hmm.
but it's still dead.
The thing is even if they're dead cards, you can ink them.
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
no, no. I get why it's like fine, but having 12 cards that do nothing in your deck is still like
Yeah, no,
an
you're right.
issue. Like if everybody else's 60s have cards that are always relevant in the matchup and then your card has 8 to 12 cards that don't do anything, their deck is going to have a better density to it.
I think you have to think about it through the like the macro end of things, and you got to remember that like those specific cards are there for a specific reason. Yeah, there might be 12 cards in the deck that are all are inkables, but most of the time, if you're not facing that one matchup where you need Horseman Strikes, you might be facing that matchup where you need that Mowgli to win the game. You know?
Yeah, I just think you're going to have to be careful with the amount of
Yeah.
dead cards that you have. But I do agree that I think yellow blue is exciting. All right. Ben, I'll go to you and we'll just go counterclockwise.
I think the one that I'm most excited for that it's already starting to, and I spoke on it earlier, that's already taking traction is Ruby Amber. Ruby Amber was never in discussion. I mean, it was the color for racers. I mean, like, let's be real. What were the racers doing in the game? Nothing, besides maybe King Candy. So
Yeah, don't
now
tell
with
Austin. Damn.
yeah, right, Austin. I'm so sorry, Austin. But like now that we've got the pieces of Ruben to ramp off your damaged characters with Mulan and is it Fazu? Is that her dad's name?
Yeah. The
Yeah.
Fazu.
Yeah, he's, a 2-drop 1/4 that quests for 2, enters play with 2 damage. So between those, Grandmother Willow, there's just so many ramp pieces now that you can get to these big bodies of like Scar and Surfer Stitch and Judy Hopps that lets you ready something at the end of your turn and Maleficent Dragon, and it's a huge shift for those colors because Red has such big, powerful characters. And now with Yellow being able to support Red, and I know Red didn't get a lot of support this set, but there are still some really good cards that we have in Red from previous sets that just makes the deck, I think a real contender. I mean, the Shift Mulan, when did nobody ever played that? But now it's like with dogs running rampant, you can shift Mulan on 3 and wipe their board. And then each turn, you're still doing 2 to 3 characters. You could put a support character down and buff her. I mean, you could play Lumiere in that deck and buff her. So there's just a lot of ways to deal with aggro with that deck. Now, if you don't get the combo off, it's a little rough. But I just think that deck's going to get, like I said, some real feet and actually be able to compete in the meta now.
Are you playing Ruben?
Obviously,
Yeah.
you have to play Ruben in that deck.
You play
Like you don't
Ruben. You
really.
play Ruben and Willow, and it just becomes ramp.
Oh yeah, I mean you can Ruben on turn 3 and put a 5-drop out.
Yeah, that's good.
So it's like yeah, which with that fight, like I said with Scar, you can re-damage your Mulan and then Ruben again on the Mulan, and then now you're playing a 6-drop the next turn. So like it's just cycling through and keeping damage on the board and being able to heal it every single turn is just so good.
And if you can ramp up to the 5-drop that quick, you can also sing Grab Your Bow.
Yep.
Yeah. Seems
which
interesting.
makes that which makes that Minnie Mouse bodyguard like insane. The 0/8 that
Yeah.
every time she gets a damage, she gets an attack. So
Yeah, I mean, you got to be honest. Without Ruben, how else are you going to eat?
Hey,
Okay.
And dude's making all the sandwiches.
Yeah, W sandwich joke. That one's making the highlights.
Hell yeah.
All right. What about you, Chris? What are you excited for? Or what do you
Um,
think?
You skipped yourself.
No, we're going counterclockwise.
Oh, you're a different order on my screen then.
Oh, okay.
we're different orders. So I am very excited for the return of my favorite deck, a Tempo Amethyst Emerald deck. I mean, there's just so many good tempo pieces now back in the game. Chernabog looks cool. Uh, Mulan is crazy. Just like a bunch of different Emerald cards that can actually push you over the edge again and mess with your opponents. It's just so good.
I like tempo way more than aggro, so I
I like
approve.
aggro because I think Amethyst Amber aggro is going to be a thing too. To some
Yeah,
extent.
yeah, yeah.
I won 7 games in a row with it last night. In case anybody was wondering,
Jeez.
it's very good.
It's early though.
Yeah, it's early.
Aggro
It's
always
I mean,
feels a little
aggro
early.
decks, yeah.
yeah, and then everybody's like, "Oh yeah, I forgot." It's
I
easy to
gotta
just play
adjust to
aggro
this.
decks.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
go fire the cannons, twin fire. If you really have to play twin fire, twin
the
fire mention
heartlessing,
counter.
But
Uh,
I mean, a couple of Emerald cards that I'm really excited for. It's that Mulan, like I said.
obviously.
Ling is great with a number of characters because you could just buff up some character that you don't care about and then challenge in, take something out. Chernabog, especially with card like the Amethyst cards that let you put cards from your opponent's discard back in their deck. Then you go, okay, put this back in your deck too. Now you got to play Tipo again because it's the only card in your discard. Sounds fun.
I think people are sleeping on that Chernabog, honestly.
That Chernabog is gonna be so good. People are gonna be like, "Wait, what? Wait, can I read that?" No, please no. So
can I
it'll be
read
fun.
this? No.
No, you actually can't.
No, that's the reaction when they read it.
Right. I think I'm one of the people sleeping on that card. I don't know how much faith I have in it, but if somebody breaks it, I guess I won't be surprised. But
Man, just bring broom back that lets you put something back.
mm,
Bring back
that's
brooms.
Anna. That's
Yeah,
Anna.
bring back brooms in general.
All right. Well, you kind of stole mine because I like
What? Since when did you like green purple?
no
He doesn't.
I don't no I like mid range. Uh,
Yeah.
but
He's copying him.
no. I'll think of something.
Purple steel.
I think Purple Steel is gonna be good this set. There is one card I want to shout out though, from Purple Steel. Uh, there's one
Yeah.
card I don't remember which card it is, but it's a 3-drop 3/3. Whenever it's banished, you may play a character with cost 2 or less for free. So if on your turn you banish it and I play Doc for free, draw 2 cards. That's pretty funny. But is that
The
good?
Amethyst card?
No, it's a
This is
steel
a
card.
this is a
Oh,
steel card.
Yeah.
let's find it.
Oh, Duke Weaselton.
Yeah.
Duke Wesselton.
Uh, it's Weaselton. When you play, or when this character is banished, you may play a character with cost 2 or less for free.
It's
That's kind of
interesting.
crazy.
Is it crazy? I don't know, but
I
it's
wish there was a
interesting.
character in Steel, a 2-drop, just says banish target character with 7 or more strength on play.
Yeah, that would be broken. That's probably why it doesn't exist. That card we have is a 4-drop on Inkable, and it's Minnie Mouse in yellow. Or had it, I guess. I think it was 4. Might be higher than that. Uh, but
It would be broken.
other than that, I really want red blue to be good. I'll pick red blue because
I want it to be good so
Did you
bad.
see that picture I sent in the group earlier?
No.
He was playing the new Blue Pete, the boost one.
Yeah.
Oh, with all
Oh
the
yeah.
Pete's. I
Red
did see
Pete,
that
so you get to
video.
banish something. Red Pete,
Yeah,
so you get to banish something. Yeah, I mean it was a funny combo, but
but not it.
no,
No, I think the deck like
You could just play dragon.
you're right.
it keeps getting these pieces, and I won't be surprised if it does well, but I also won't be surprised if it doesn't. But I think you guys all picked the best options, and I just can't think of anything.
I think I think a good consideration for the ruby color and with what's his
What
name?
about Ruby Emerald?
Powerline? Ruby aggro?
Okay,
Emerald.
No, Ruby Emerald.
wait, I have a
Oh.
story that reminded me. Uh, so I had put together a Powerline deck to test, and I had for 2 weeks ago when we were still playing current format, and I had it all set. I was like, oh, this is gonna be really cool to test before the new format to see if it's good. I left the box at home, and yeah, I but that deck has also always been a combo deck. I think the second you put Powerline in a deck, it becomes a combo deck.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, that's like saying Robin Hood. That's a combo card.
I think I was gonna say with the emergence of songs coming back, I think it's kind of cool to maybe start thinking about Powerline again.
Yeah,
With all these new songs. I mean, we got at least two
Songs
songs in every
coming back
color.
with
yeah, it's like super
Mowgli,
cool.
Yeah.
Timon,
Yeah, yeah,
Ursula,
exactly.
Ludwig.
Yeah, we got a lot of things that
that
are
better
gonna
be
hit
on
those
the
songs.
that better be on the menu this week for what you're chefing up.
Me? Okay, I'll put it together. I don't know, like dig a little deeper into a little action playing all your Lilos for free. Like that's super combo, but it's so sick.
So what
Um,
what new cards came out that support that deck?
grab your bow.
That's an action though, right?
No, it's a song. It's a 5 cost
It's a
song.
song.
It is a song.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, the
Uh,
one that lets you, when a character is
I mean,
banished
Let
this
It
turn,
Go is
draw a
back.
card.
That's
No,
pretty
no,
big.
no. Grab your bow's the banish two
when
characters with two or less.
there's a song whenever if a character was banished this turn, draw 2 cards.
Yeah, that's what I just said.
Did you?
Yeah.
uh,
What's
so
the name of it?
uh, I don't know, but there's this one that when you banish a character, you draw 2 cards, and I think that one's probably gonna be pretty good.
If a character was banished this turn,
That's what
I
I mean.
believe.
if
Yes, it's
if a
if a
character is
character
banished
was
this turn.
banished this turn, draw 2 cards.
If a character is banished this turn, draw 2 cards.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
What's the name
Wait,
of
that
it?
card might be pretty good actually in this
March
deck.
M-
off to battle.
Marching off to battle. Four
That's
drop
the
on
one.
4-drop inkable.
Yeah, I think it's good.
That's nice.
That would go in that deck probably.
Force of a Great Typhoon. I mean, it's not a great card, but
Look, there's not a lot of great cards, but to make Powerline work, you gotta do
you
what
just got to
you
remember
have.
you got Let It Go back.
You got Let It Go. Yeah.
Yeah,
You
That's
could
the only
do.
Sapphire song.
Yeah, no, that's.
dig a little deeper, guys. Come on. Oh, but you're saying that we got.
New one, yeah.
The new
Oh,
one.
okay.
Yeah, new one.
Yeah. Anyway,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, I think it
Mm.
won't be great, but I love Powerline, so we'll see. I'll try it. I'll try it. Okay. We haven't even gotten to our second question yet, but
All right.
I do want to talk about it because I think it's a good question. Marty it asks, what can be done by Ravensburger to, or even local communities slash stores to draw in new players? I'm gonna start this time because we all kind of unanimously agreed that promo packs would be a good way to do it. Just a little pack that has like 3 cards that are either stamped, have a different border, have a little something special about them to just be like, yeah, I went to League. And then you'd have people showing up to try to get playsets of cards they want. So
Yep.
I just think that would be cool.
It could literally be as simple as 2 regular cards
And
with a promo stamp on it and 1 alternate art card every
yeah.
set. And like that alternate art could rotate through 6 different cards or something.
Yeah, or just
Feasible.
take like we're doing epics. Don't make them foil. Just make them a
Yeah.
full, like a borderless card, and put those in there. Like, because
Mhm.
people would just want borderless non-foils to fill
People
out a deck.
people would do
So
that just because the cards wouldn't curl them. People
yeah,
would 100% go for those, yeah.
yeah.
Quick question: don't we? I just thought of this. Don't we have not promo packs, but promo cards?
We have promo cards,
Yeah,
but
Mhm.
That's
it's
basically exactly what we just described. It's
no,
alternate
except
art. It's stamped. It's foil.
so the difference is there's no gambling. And
Gotta get that
that
hit.
those
yeah.
there are 3 to 4
Per set, yeah.
per set. This is like every card in the set, but like
Every card in the set.
no,
That's
it's
crazy.
like
I don't think so.
I
No,
don't
I
know how
think
many
you would
cards they
pick.
I
usually
think it
do,
should be
but
staples or like.
I think you
Yeah.
would pick like a handful of commons, maybe 2 uncommons, and then a rare, super rare.
you would not pick a legendary, obviously.
No.
No,
But
no,
yeah, I think there's a way to go about it. I mean, you have the groundwork for this from other games like Pokemon and
right.
Flesh and
Yeah,
Blood
because
also
like
does it. But
Do you take
look at
away the
Pokemon
promo
prize
cards then?
packs.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you would take away the promo cards.
yeah,
There's no incentive to those. Like nobody uses them because they Pringle so badly. So some people do, but it's just if I could open a pack that had 3 cards in it and I don't know what I'm getting, but I know they're going to be different cards than I can buy in packs, I want those cards.
yeah,
For the same reason I went to Pokemon League and I would get destroyed, but it didn't matter because I got cool prize packs.
yeah. It's the same thing. Like, okay, I also play Flesh and Blood a little. Flesh and
You
Blood does
do?
this thing called.
You play
Oh,
Flesh and Blood?
they don't know that. You guys do. Um, but they do a thing called gem packs, and it's basically what we're saying too. And if you just show up and stay till the last round, you get a pack, and then the person who gets first gets an extra pack.
Yeah.
So that way, it's a little bit more competitive. I think that's a great way to do it, and it makes locals like more exciting.
Well,
Yeah,
that's what Star Wars
I agree.
Unlimited did. Because don't you remember when we
Oh
played it for
yeah,
a little
yeah, yeah,
bit
yeah,
and you would get full art cards that you could only get from these prize packs?
yeah.
And I just think that's awesome. Like you don't have to do full art. Like you don't have to make a whole nother art for the card. Just take the borders away, like your epics. Just like that's all you have to do.
I think non-foil epics makes a lot of sense actually.
Yeah.
All right. Anybody else have any other ideas for something that stores or the company could do or the community could do?
A juniors league, please. Some place for kids to play.
That is true. It's very hard
Uh,
to get kids to enjoy the game right now, but it is
I
also
think
hard to convince parents to
I think
let
they
their
need to do
kids.
that starting at the top. Like I think at a DLC it needs to be a sanctioned kids event. Then it's going to incentivize kids to play more because they're like, "Oh, this could go somewhere," like Pokemon
Yeah, that makes
has
sense.
has a juniors league. Like, some kids obviously just want to play for fun, but there are kids that are competitive. And if, they're coming to league and they're playing against guys that have played card games for 20 plus years, they're not going to have fun and they're not going to feel like they're getting that experience because, not everybody's nice and they're just going to, oh, you're a kid. Like, I'll just play how I want to
I'll
play and
take
not,
advantage.
yeah.
Like so, I think that is something that happened that kids like keep getting pushed out by how competitive the game is. And I
Hmm.
think that's probably a problem because like we used to have a kid in our local area that played. Shout out Haroon. Uh, and he played in a set champ against adults, and he did like a little misstep thing with his Surfer Stitch. He didn't quest with it, I think, and like as he was passing, he realized, and the person he was playing against was like, "Yo, you cannot take that back." Because he was like so adamant about I want to win this event, and like I just don't know if that is a thing that would ever happen. I honestly don't know how all of it works, but just like that environment where everybody's like trying to rule shark you or like just like be on you the whole time about what you're doing correctly, I don't think that's a safe environment for children.
yeah, I mean it's a game, and for me and for even my nephew who's played Lorcana with us, most of us, at least once. He likes playing the game. It's just he doesn't like playing it against adults because it's intimidating.
Yeah.
So having a place where he can play with kids around his same age would be much better.
Yeah. Coming from
I
a
think that's.
child. Oh, you go first.
No, I was just gonna say. I mean, it's intimidating for adults too.
Yeah.
Adults playing adults.
Yeah.
Um, I think I want to say we've probably lost a few local players from the environment. I mean, think of like the 50 to 60 people tournament that we used to have, the representation from like 7 shops in the area, everybody going to this giant tournaments. And then you just saw it whittle down more and more and more and more and more until there's something to be said about the competitive nature of the tournaments.
Yeah.
Um, so
What's ironic about that is that the people that were the most competitive and the most rule sharky about it were the ones that left first.
I think
Yeah.
I think there was a little bit of a problem of like bandwagoning too onto the new game, and they were just like, ah, I can dominate this, and then they
Yeah.
don't because there's people who care more than them about it, and
Right.
then they're like, oh, okay, I'm just not gonna put the effort into this. I'll go back to Magic, and then
Yeah.
they just do that because like maybe they're better at it. Um, so like I think it's a mix. I don't think people should judge the game's success currently based on how he did in set 1 through 3, like when the first set champs happen. Like I don't think that's indicative of the game's present success and like future success because I
yeah,
just
it's
like
FOMO,
right, yeah.
like
It's like
you have
look
to
at
get.
what we
It's
used
like
to have, but it's like I think
yeah.
we need to be logical.
Yeah. I mean, the DLCs still sell out in
Oh
less
my
than
god,
five
yeah.
minutes.
DLC Richmond was
Oh yeah.
crazy. We'll talk about it later, but yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, the game still has life. I mean, Ravensburger did a whole press release about it, and they're like, "This is quite literally the largest thing that's ever happened to our company." So like,
Yeah, so
we're
they're
gonna
not going to drop
continue
it.
on.
Like
Yeah.
We've
Like
normalized.
right.
and they
We've
have a bunch
leveled
of
out,
yeah.
but at a high level is what they said.
Yeah, which is great. Like we don't have
Which
to be completely popping. Like for for card games to
so
do well, you go, Ivan.
I was just gonna say, so relating this back to the original question of what can locals or Ravensburger do, um, do we do we want to bring more competitiveness by making packs exclusive, or do we make it less competitive and more casual? I guess you could say for local tournaments. Like, which way are we leaning?
Well, I
Well,
think
I
by
mean, I think we're just talking about weekly play, right? Like just getting
Yeah,
people into the
those are
door and
casual.
playing the game. Yeah.
I think that's the biggest thing. You want main like your main turnouts to be like your people that are constantly coming. They don't have to show up to like all the big events. I think for big events, if they do promo packs, those big events should then give out promo packs as participation packs.
yeah, like you
Um,
should get the card and a pack.
right, exactly.
Yeah.
Um,
I think you have to build the casual scene before the competitive scene will build.
Yeah.
I would agree with that.
We had people in our scene that were strictly like, "Oh, I would never play this competitively," and then they'd show up at a set champ and we're like, "What are you doing here? Like what?" And they're like, "I think I want to try it," which is like cool. That's
Yeah,
really cool. But you're not gonna get that until you know, figure out the casual scene, like
Yeah.
what to do for the casual player.
right. Like it's
I,
like if you throw enough darts at a dartboard, one of them's gonna hit the bullseye, and like
yeah.
you
Yep.
just need the big amount of people.
I did have an idea earlier, and it's kind of like an old, antiquated thing for card games, but Magic used to have like a point system where you would sign up for something like PlayHub. You would go participate in events, and then you would get points based on how you did and all this stuff, right? They also had an ELO system, which probably will come to PlayHub at some point as well. But you could then redeem those points for promo cards in the future. And that would be, I think, a fantastic way to convince people to just play the game. It's just like, hey, every time you come to League, you get points for just playing. You get 1 point per game at least. And then you could just bank those points up, and then you could get cool promo cards. I think
I
that would
could
be
see that being
cool.
corrupted though.
Yeah, definitely
Yeah.
could.
So I think, yeah, I think it's a cool idea. I think ultimately what we're all saying is just like there needs to be more incentive to actually show up to locals week over week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Besides just like seeing your friends.
also just better ways to get people into the door, I think. Like right now it's like how are you going to convince a parent to take their kid to play Lorcana? That's tough. Outside of the Disney IP, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I also think it's tough when like we said, the whole scene is a lot of very competitive
Yeah.
older people.
Mhm.
It's like, oh yeah, let me bring my kid to play this card game with a bunch of older people.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think what I was
A
gonna say
bearded, angry
earlier,
guy.
right,
Yeah.
exactly. What I was gonna say earlier was as a child myself, I I like I'm 20, so I'm not like a child, but I'm like younger than most of these people that are showing up.
Yeah.
And I like at the DLC, like I think it affected my DLC performance probably just because like I'm just like these are a bunch of people that are like more experienced than me and like they just know more and it's like something that's like constantly running through my subconscious is like what if I'm not actually supposed to be here kind of thing. And I don't think that's a thing that you want like maybe like a objectively less emotionally intelligent child to have to deal with like the stress of I need to interact with all of these people.
Yeah. You were
It's
nervous and then
definitely a
I was
choice.
the one that got beat by a child.
Look, but like we said, these children are good. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah. Awesome. I do want to give a shout out while we're talking about people that beat us in Richmond.
Sorry.
If I don't know if it'll show, but I
Oh,
was
oh my
beaten by
god.
Olaf.
you got to put that in the chat so you can put it in the
Yeah, I'll
Oh
have
yeah,
Elijah.
I'll pop it
I'll
up on the
throw it up on the
screen.
video. But I did sit across from a gentleman that was dressed as Olaf. Incredible guy, by the way. Absolutely incredible opponent. We had such a great talk and such great games. But then he beat me, and I just sat there and was like, "Wow, I just got beat by Olaf," which is like awesome. That's like awesome. Like if I was a kid and I played against someone dressed as Olaf, that would be awesome. But as I'm sitting here and as an adult now, thinking back on it, and I'm like, "Wow, I really just got beat by a snowman." Like I was just
Yeah.
sitting across from a snowman, and he beat me.
Yeah,
Do
I
you
think
want to play a snowman?
Yeah. Oh, dude.
I would play against a snowman every day. If that was my opponent for all 9 rounds or 8 rounds of Swiss the first day, oh my god, sign me up. I would be so much less stressed.
Yeah.
Just because like Ben said, these people, like a ton of these people are like super nice.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Like great experience overall, but it's intimidating.
Yeah.
It is.
And
It
there
definitely
are
is.
definitely some like bad apples that ruin the bunch. Um and we just want to make sure that the children don't have to interact with all of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So to sum up Marty's question, Children's League to help incentivize getting parents to let their children play, to have that part of the community grow, because this is a Disney game after all. And then more incentive to show up to locals week after week.
Packs.
Promo packs is, but however they want to do it ultimately, but some way to get that to happen, and then maybe new entry products. But
Yeah. The way the league kit or league the weekly play kit, the OP kit works right now. It's just not working. I think nobody's at least around here is giving out the prizes as intended. I think it was much better with some kind of guidance and structure from Ravensburger.
Yeah.
But now it's just like, all
Well,
right,
around
our
here, my
leisure.
league, it's I show up and pick out a promo for the week, and
yeah,
so I have a playset of all the promos, and it's there's no like incentive to play. I just show up and get a card, and then I leave.
Yeah.
Like, so
yeah.
it's tough.
Okay. moving on to the main topic of the week, we're gonna do a little bit of a whispers in the well. Is that what it is? Of the well. We're gonna do a whispers in the well retrospective. There we go. We're just gonna go through. We're gonna cut it into three parts. It's gonna be the beginning, the middle, and then the end of the set. We're gonna do like what we felt going into the meta as the first part. We all went to the DLC, so we're gonna talk about that a little bit in our preparation, and then and how the event went, and then finally we're just gonna talk about how like set champs went and towards the end of the set. So starting off at the beginning, just talking about some decks that like we were looking at going into the meta, how we felt the meta was going to be going into it. I'll start off. A lot of people were worried about this board wipe coming into the game. This board wipe combo with Malicious, Mean, and Scary and the Prince Philip shift, which we knew was going to be prevalent. We didn't know how strong it was going to be, and people were scared. Blue Steel was a very big deck at the beginning. Dogs was obviously going to be good. And then Blurple was also looking at stuff, and Blue Steel and Blurple together were looking at Cindy. And Cindy only really found a home in one of the two of those, I think. But
Yeah.
I guess the question that I want to ask to all of you is, do we feel like any of the fears that we had at the beginning of the meta played out? Because we're kind of going through what that happened that set and this set too, where we're like, oh my god, these cards are so scary, they're gonna be broken. Did they end up being as broken as we thought, and did it end up being as much of a problem?
I mean, I think the very clear answer here is for the malicious mean and
Right.
scary combo. That absolutely changed the game. I mean, playing against blue green is not fun at all. Would I have thought that blue green would have been that oppressive? No. Like in the beginning, I didn't think it was going to be crazy, and I thought they were going to have a harder time getting to the malicious mean and scary. But they don't even have to. They can just go the Clarabelle route, and then you're like, what do I like? How do you
Or Donald
answer
Duck.
that? Or Donald, yeah, and Under the Sea, and John Silver, and Basil, and it's just like I didn't going into the set. I didn't think they had that many pieces, and then people started playing it, and they were like, "Oh, what if I had John Silver?" You're like, "Legendary John Silver,
That card's
huh?"
unplayable.
Yeah, and you're like, "Oh my God, that's a horrible card to play against."
It's
Um,
it's really funny because that shell of John Silver, that big Basil, all those things, we played against it 2 sets ago.
Mm-hmm.
It's just that Malicious, Mean, and Scary and Prince Philip just pushed it over the edge.
In combo
yeah,
with a board wipe.
Yeah.
yep, and being able to ramp up to it like ridiculously fast between Sail Tipo into Cinderella, it was just like what do you do? Like turn one they Clarabelle, turn two they Sail or Tipo, turn three they Cindy, turn four they shift Clarabelle, sing you're welcome. Good luck answering that.
Yeah. So I think the the next question, the follow up I have to that is, we were going in to this meta with a very, very purple meta. It was Purple
Yeah.
Steel and Blurple right at the top. And this is a mid range and like control ish deck. And now like blue green is higher than that. Do you think it was necessary to have that higher control deck than Blurple to kind of deal with these lower decks and to ultimately push the meta in a different direction than the meta we were in?
I think so. I mean, the the problem with the like Amethyst Steel versus Blurple matchup was that they were both very mid-rangey decks, but Flurple just could get to its bigger pieces faster and kind of outlast the game that way with card advantage. So it I think it did help that we did have this board wipe that kind of just helps settle down those mid-range versus faster mid-range matchups because they just weren't that big of a thing at the end.
I think I have to disagree because a one-sided board wipe is just not fun for a game. Like
I don't think it's fun for the game. I think
I
it's
don't think it
terrible.
was good. I think it was very oppressive, and I think it made people not want to play as much because of the meta. Like we were already trapped in the blurple purple steel meta, like Elijah was saying, and then they kind of just gave pieces to those decks as well. So it was like those decks just stayed. They just stayed good. I am all for a healthy meta. I'm all for more decks being brought up, but it was you had to think about so many different matchups of obviously purple was controlling the meta, but now you're having to think about green, you're having to think about blue, and it was just like well, you sat across from your opponent and they could open with a blue card and you didn't know if it was blurple or blue green and you're like I don't know what to like what am I about to play against? And if you're playing against a one-sided board wipe, once they wipe your board and having blue and green comboed together, they have every single answer for a card you're going to put on the board. And now, if the board wipe was double sided, I think it would be completely different. I don't think it would have been
But
played as
no, they
much.
have a 6/6 evasive that quests for 3.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I
Yeah.
don't have
And
time to recover.
no, you don't. And you don't have answers for that. I mean, very few colors have an answer for Philip. Like it's just hard.
Yeah. I mean, the deck feels a lot like Sapphire Ruby with Sisu, where it's like, oh, your board's gone, and now I have 5 characters, and you have to try to board wipe me back. But that was okay because you could board wipe back in that pretty easily.
Yeah.
I mean,
But
at least
now it's
Sisu had 4 willpower, so
yeah,
you could
that's
just
that's true. And she wasn't evasive.
right.
Well, I mean,
It's
your
just the
answer to
double
Philip
combo.
is um, world's greatest.
Amber,
Amber,
Yeah.
Amber,
Amber.
just Amber.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, a Horseman
or
Strikes
do
too.
it back to them.
So I
Yeah.
guess I think I'm gonna ask this question later. I'm just gonna make a note of it, but I think that does lead me to a question about like the volatility of that deck because like what we keep talking about is Mowgli sniping cards. So this deck might be volatile. My other um my other question was going to be so blue green was a deck that did exist, which Chris mentioned. This deck did exist before it got the combo pieces. And I think and then Ben said how all of these decks still stayed after this happened. Like it didn't change the meta at all because dogs already existed. Blue Steel already existed. Blurple already existed. Um Green Blue already existed. So was there anything that anybody was looking at the beginning of the set that they thought could have changed the direction of the meta? Or was this just a very clear we're pushing all of the cards or all of the decks that have already seen a lot of play?
I think at the beginning of Whispers, it looked like they were pushing green towards a direction it hadn't been before. Um, and that's what made the deck, and especially Sapphire Emerald, is just like, hey, we have this new thing you can do, and it changed the whole landscape of the set because Malicious Mean and Scary is so good. Um,
It
but
just so I was just gonna say it's so oppressive to the other decks. Like that combo by itself, green blue, that deck by itself kills so many creative decks out there. It just and it really is not fun to play against. Like
yeah,
I know what they're going to do, and I can because I'm not playing something that's as influential as that deck. So um I could be playing Ruby, Amber, Princesses, for example. if I want to play princesses, that'd be great. Oh wait, they can kill items. They
Yeah.
can discard my entire hand. They can one-sided board wipe. They can draw as many cards as I do if I happen to play draw cards. Oh, I've kept my hand at two. Oh, they can you're welcome. So
Yeah.
like it's just such an oppressive deck that it just does not allow other decks to breathe too much. Not creative decks, anyways. Not saying the creative decks don't exist, but like it's just such a hard matchup.
And I
Yeah.
think just sitting at the beginning of the meta, like I can't think of other cards from other color pairings where I was like, oh, that card's going to be so influential, it's going to bring it over the hump. Like we're seeing that right now in Winter Spell. We really are. Like Amber is over the hump now. Like think about all the conversations we had in the past about how Amber's just not ever going to be that S tier. Like we're like it won't be there until they get support for that color. It won't be there. And then now we're getting it in Winter Spell, and we're like, oh, Amber's getting there. Now,
I
don't get
kind
me
of
wrong.
disagree with that. We spent
Well,
one set without Amber being oppressive. Amber Steel was a thing for a long time.
Not even one set, because dogs is still a
well,
thing.
dogs, yeah.
But I think there's a difference between the way that dogs is oppressive and the way that blue green is oppressive, and or
Oh yeah.
I
sorry,
would rather play
that
dogs
Amber
all
Steel
day.
was oppressive.
Oh no, Amber Steel was. I hated that.
Right.
I
That
just don't. I don't like playing against a deck where I feel like no matter what I do, ultimately I can't control the game. I'm just sitting there watching my opponent do
you
things.
have no agency.
Am- yeah, like Amber Steel was there. Play card, play card, play card. Let me destroy your stuff and discard the hand
I think
or
I think back to
refill my
our
hand.
times of playing Amber Steel, and I just never felt like Amber Steel was like the S tier deck. Like I don't Steel Song was good. Like it was good, but I don't think it was ever better than like, Ruby Amethyst in its prime, or Sapphire Ruby in its prime, or Dogs now, or Blue Green now. Like I just don't think it ever hit that level. I don't think it ever got to that S tier. Like it was always good, but I don't think it ever saw the play of like Green
Yeah,
Steel. We're gonna have to ban cards because Prince John is insane with Bucky. Like we're gonna have to change cards because this deck is too oppressive.
I mean, Unequal Songs kind of kept that deck in check. Like,
That's yeah.
I mean, people were calling for a whole new world ban. Like that was a thing that was going around. Was this card needs to be
was
gone?
that because of Steel Song, or was that because of Emerald
Jafar.
Steel? No, it was
Right.
literally
Okay. Get out
Jafar.
of here. Stop, stop bullying me. Um.
No, I think it was because of like Green Steel.
No. I think it was because of
um,
Amber Seal.
yeah. I think it's Amber
For,
Steel.
but for what reason? What were you
Was
gaining
that
from
card
that?
even played in Green Seal?
Yeah.
I don't think it
I don't
was.
think it
No,
was. I think
I
it was
No,
think it
Whole New
Strength.
was,
World.
It
right?
was Strength, Storm, Sudden Chill. Your draw engine was Prince John, Diablo, and
Ursula.
Beast. And yeah, well, like Double Sing Ursula. It was never playing a whole new world. I don't think. Not that
I
I
don't
Ursula
know.
was
remember.
not playing Whole New World.
That was
I
like 2 years
I
ago.
feel like I would remember this. Uh,
Or at the very least, since the time that I've been playing, I have not seen Green Steel play Whole New
but
World.
it was Amber Steel being able to refill its hand
Yeah,
of removal.
character,
So
character, Cindy turn one, turn two, something.
yeah,
Let it go. Strength on three. Uh, what's her name? Rapunzel four, and now I have the ability to sing with Ariel, freaking Ariel, Ariel to search for my whole new world. I just dumped my entire hand, and let's refill.
yeah.
I
Okay.
just there's so few things that could battle against that,
So I think
and now
ultimately,
that's what blue green feels like.
right. Ultimately, what we're saying is going into this, there was this deck that was so clearly oppressive to so many other decks that any card that may have had any light be able to be shed upon it was just completely knocked out of the format by blue green. Like the fact that blue green got such powerful pieces meant the decks that were already like very powerful were the only ones that were able to keep up.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, you can see it in Amethyst Ruby. That deck came out, and it's pretty good. But because a board wipe exists and it's a tempo deck, basically, it just completely gets ruined by a board wipe. And the same thing with Amethyst Amber, the that weird challenger deck. Like same thing happens. You want to go tempo, you want to have more characters than your opponent has, and you can't do that against blue green.
There's no easy refill button, basically. So one of the
Yeah.
ways that like Amethyst fights back against blue green, it's like, okay, he wiped my board, but at least I can still play Genie and draw cards and play a Dumbo. Like I can still refill my hand and at least keep up a little bit. And you've got an evasive. I have some evasives, and maybe I still have a chance. Hopefully you don't have Basil, or like, you know, you might. More than likely you will.
Yeah.
But at least Amethyst had a way to like fight back because that's the color that you draw cards. There wasn't a lot of card and decks out there. I don't know. It's hard to recover from a board wipe.
Yeah, it's just you have to hope and pray, and I think that's ultimately what the issue was with this specifically. Like the malicious, mean, and scary board wipe being a thing was you have to hope and pray that they don't have it, or if they do have it, they don't have a way to continue pressuring.
And that's the thing is sometimes they really don't have it, but they're sitting on a Donald and a Cindy. They've got they've reached 11 ink incredibly fast, and all you're doing is, well, this is an eventuality at this point. I'm going to get me malicious scary comboed at some point in time. Whether or not that happens before or after they bend to my will.
Yeah.
That's that I forget about that one all the time, but that's another hugely oppressive card. Oh, let me Basil back to your hand. You're welcome. Your thing. Make you draw two cards and then bend to my will.
That card's oppressive in tandem with a couple things. That card has been out for a while and has not seen play.
Right. Oh, yeah. But
It's
it's
a,
once
right,
again, it's another item, another little jewel they found that they were like, oh,
right,
wait, I can actually use this now because
right,
like Ivan said, I can ramp to 11 or 12 before you can even get to like 6 or 7.
right. So, okay, moving into how the DLC went because blue green is still going to be talked about in our DLC discussion. But to close off the first section, beginning of the set, it was very clear what this set was pushing and what we were going into. It was very clear that our Dumbos were going to keep value. It was very clear that Cindy was going to be a very good card, and that these were the cards that
Cheshire
we were going
Cat.
to have to look out for. Cheshire Cat, um, like these were the cards. We knew it. Everybody started building, and there was no way to get a deck to recover from being behind going into this set. So moving into the DLC, I think this is going to be a little weird how this discussion goes because we're talking about how it's very clear that it's blue green, blue yellow, blurple, purple steel.
Blue yellow.
Sorry, not
Apple
blue
yellow.
yellow, green yellow, green blue, green yellow, blurple, purple steel. These are all decks that are real, and then Zan wins with purple yellow. And we have 5 decks that are really close to the top. We also have green purple aggro. We have a ton of stuff that's at the top. we clearly see it as blue green is here. This is the oppressive thing. But then like everything under it, there's so much. And
Yeah.
that really affected the prep for this event. And I think from an outside perspective, like from a developer perspective, having everything be that good is like good. Like they built
Oh,
a
it's
great meta
yeah,
from a developer standpoint. I think, at least from my experience, it made prepping for the event hell.
yeah. I have to agree. I mean, the week of the event, I still hadn't chose a deck because I didn't know what to play into these meta matchups. It's like, do I play the meta deck and try to do good with it, even though I haven't practiced it, or do I play a deck that I know I'm good with, that I have play lines to get around some meta decks, but then if I get into certain matchups, it's like an auto loss for me. And I think that was the hardest part about this being such a healthy meta is like, what do you do? There's you don't know what you're going to sit across from. Before it was like, okay, I'm going to sit across from a ruby amethyst or I'm going to sit across from a ruby sapphire.
I
I
think
know what I
part of
have
the
to do.
problem was it wasn't necessarily can I outskill my opponent versus did I get lucky enough to not get paired into the deck I didn't want to see?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah, I
like
agree. Yeah.
Okay, I'm sort of agreeing, sort of disagreeing. I think not only was it the pairing, but the way that some of the decks were built, it was just I need to draw better than my opponent, which is like generally a thing in card games. Is like I always need to be drawing hot in big events, but like it felt more like it in this event. I don't know, like green blue, you had to find your combo pieces, and purple seal, I needed to find my Demonas before my opponent did. Like I think that was another card that we didn't even mention at all. The
right.
the
We were talking about the beginning of the
right,
meta, but we didn't really go into the middle or end.
right. The, going into this, it was very clear that Demona and Lexington
And
were
Hades.
and Hades were very, very good cards to
Yeah.
bring. The numbers were not decided on, but it was very clear that these cards were good, and the issue was that they slotted into decks that already existed. Uh, but as of prep for this event, it was just like, oh, I'm slotting these cards into the deck. I just need to figure out what number. But I think the issue with prepping for the event came from the amount of deck decisions and the amount of decks that you had to be worried about your deck playing against.
And that's why I made my decision the night before with no prep.
There's still time.
There's still
There's
time.
still time.
Ivan figured out the day
I didn't
of
do a good job.
submissions. So
Yeah, I
yeah,
didn't
why
do a
don't you
good
talk
job.
about your experience a little bit, because
Um,
we were
so
testing
I mean, we
the
talked
night
about
before.
this before, but just to kind of recap a little bit, it was I tested, and via the testing, um, figure all right, it's going to be green, blue, purple, steel, or blurple, with ruby amethyst still in the mix. Ruby amethyst, I really liked, um, but it just has a hard time into the. I really like ruby amethyst my build because it was an aggro build, and it had a pretty good shot into green blue, which is a deck that I really was like, okay, I really don't want to deal with this, and it was really good against other aggro decks. So it was really good against dogs, but the build that I was playing was weak against purple steel. I was like, ugh, that sucks. Uh, green blue, I didn't have enough reps on, so I didn't. I like I favored experience over strength of deck.
And you were
And the deck
playing detectives, right?
and what green blue?
Yeah.
That was for testing. If
Oh,
I was
okay,
going to
okay.
play green blue, I would do the traditional.
Gotcha. Okay.
Um, Detectives are fun though,
Yeah.
but and then when it came time to decide, I went with blurple just because it's the one that I have the most most reps with, and I felt like um, I had enough experience where I could play around certain matchups. Uh, the part that I didn't do though is I didn't make that decision soon enough, and I didn't play test that deck enough because I was still changing cards in and out of that deck the night before or day of even. Um, which and that was part of the downfall is I can't remember if I ran Hades or if I ran Demona, if I ran neither. Oh, I just know that I kind of I messed up. But
You didn't run Demona, and you found that if you had tested more, you would have.
probably it's hard to
Because
tell.
talking about our matchup, like, we were testing that matchup the night before to see if you wanted to play
Yeah,
Blurple, and they were
Blurple is usually good against Purple
right,
Steel, but because of the existence of Hades and Domona, I hadn't play tested that, and
right,
as it turns out, it it almost felt the opposite. Like Blurple was bad against
right.
Purple Steel,
So then you have
and
to
I'm
throw
like,
in
what the
your
hell?
own to then like even it out, and that's just something that we didn't find in testing
Yeah, I
because
didn't. I should have spent more time practicing, but I was so indecisive on deck that I didn't leave myself enough time to actually practice the deck.
yeah, I think I'm a little bit of the same, but a little bit of the opposite because I think I also went with the deck I have the most skill on and the most reps on, period. Like, I've been playing Purple Seal for God knows how long, since Jafar came out, so set 3. Um, and so I've been playing some version of this deck for a long time, and I've had success with it previously. And in the past couple sets, I've always been like, I don't like how this deck feels. Like I really just don't like it. As I'm not jiving with it, but I have the most reps on it. I'm gonna keep sticking through. And it was like this sunk cost thing. Like I have already spent this much time on this deck, and I just need to um I just need to head down, play Purple Seal, focus on getting the matchups correct. The issue was we were we as Purple Seal players were having a rough time into a bunch of different types of matchups, but also then still winning them. And then so so I was just like, if this deck keeps winning, like this deck has to be good, right? Like it just keeps winning. And as we were going through, I was just in this mental battle of like, I don't like how this deck is playing, but it's winning. And like my win rate is good online. The deck feels super good to like when it's on and like dock into draw card. Um, and it was just in the back of my head for a while. You can ask my mom. My mom doesn't know anything about Lorcana, and I was talking to her, and I was like, I think maybe I should just play blue green. So I basically said to my
Same.
mom, somebody who knows nothing about this game, I was like, blue green's best deck in format. Like, and then her, I love my mom, not knowing anything about card games was, wouldn't you just want to play the deck that you feel most comfortable on? And I'm like, damn, you're right, mom. I should just play the
Right,
deck
man.
I'm most comfortable with. Was that a dog spotting? Is there a dog in your room, Ben?
We got a dog.
Oh yeah, Harrison.
Dude, he literally showed up right on time.
That's adorable.
Um,
He just gained 4 strength.
so my mom was just like, you don't want to go there, be upset that you played a deck that you don't have reps on.
Yeah.
And I was like, you're
So
probably
wise.
right, mom. So I stuck with it against the voice in the back of my mind going, just play blue green, just play blue green. Uh, and whereas I think Ivan thinks he made the right decision in the deck to play, just didn't have enough time. I think I made the wrong decision in the deck to play, but also didn't have enough time. and that's why we're like sort of on the same page, but sort of different. Because I think I should have showed up with blue green.
I also think that like the whole timing was weird, right? Like holidays, and then right into that, it was like we didn't have a lot of time in person to see each other. Like I wasn't around for a whole month, and then the next time I saw you guys, it was at Richmond. So it was like, for me, I didn't play at all going into the DLC, which was definitely on me. I had time to do it. I just didn't have the motivation to do it, right?
Yeah.
And then I just picked the deck that was comfortable for me. I had been playing uh, Sapphire Steel all set, so I was between that and dogs because I have experience with dogs. But whenever I picked up dogs, I was like, this feels wrong, and I'm not comfortable with it right now. And if I bring it, I will have just the worst time.
Yeah.
So I just brought Blue Steel, and I had a lot of fun. I just didn't bring the right version because I didn't play test it.
Right.
Yeah, I think timing is weird. I think the issue, just like the issue I have looking back on that event, was I feel like if me personally, if I want to be a more competitive player, I just need to head down, pick best deck and format, not best deck I'm comfortable with, but best deck and format, then get the reps. And that's like something I'm learning, especially when it's a wide format. And that was my thing. I think if I was able to hone down all of my matchups, but there were only like 3 of them that I really had to focus on, then I think I'd be okay. But it was the fact that there were 2 different versions of purple yellow. There was just the regular version and then the monster version. There was Ivan's version of Ruby Amethyst, then the other version of Ruby Amethyst.
My version.
Right. Then there was blue green, purple steel, which had like a good amount of card variety.
Yeah.
Uh,
And aggro.
dogs,
Amber, steel
aggro.
aggro.
Like, do I need to put Benja in to sacrifice
Oh,
some spots in my list?
yeah.
It was just like so many things made me not feel comfortable with the 60 I was playing with, and I think I want to show up with my most comfortable 60, and I don't know if Purple Seal was that 60.
A
Yeah,
slightly different perspective is when you play with that. So I agree, play with meta, but my reason for playing with meta is one, get comfortable with it, but two, you get to see the plays from the other side.
yeah,
So you get to see what the outs are. What are they looking for? If they make this play, what does that mean? What do they have in their hand? I like seeing all the perspectives just to get practice. Like, okay, this is a tough spot for that person. Now is when I do this particular move, or now is when I put on the pressure. So I like playing all the decks just because you get that perspective of what should I expect. I don't want to get hit with something. Oh, I didn't know you could do that in that deck.
Mhm.
So like, I just love that's one part of the game I really enjoy
Yeah,
actually is being able to play that.
yeah. I think I generally know like I knew most purple decks were running Cheshire. Like that was the thing that I was gonna have to be aware of, and I knew like what blue green could do. I think I just needed to like be like, this is a wide format. I think I just need to pick the best thing. Like if everything gives me a percent to getting to day 2 at least, I want to pick the thing that gives me the best chance. And I think it was clear that blue green was that thing, and I just didn't pick it in my mind. Which, if you asked me right after the event, I said I think I would not have changed my deck. I would have just changed a few cards. Looking back on it, I think I would have changed my deck. But uh,
Ben,
yeah,
I was between Purple Steel and Ruby Amethyst and uh, Amethyst Amber. And I played those 3 decks on a cycle. So I would play 2 days on this deck, 2 days on the next deck, 2 days on the next deck. And I just couldn't stick. I couldn't figure out what I wanted. Nothing felt right. And then I was like, I'm just going to pick one out of the 3 and a card that I've always loved is Lumiere, and I was like, I'm just gonna play Ruby Amethyst. I really enjoy the Ruby cards in that currently. And then I was like, at first when I was testing Ruby Amethyst, which is crazy to say, I didn't have Mother Gothel in my list at all. And I was like watching some videos, trying to just like absorb as much information as I could because I'm not used to that color combo. I never really played it in the past. And I was like, which is funny because the last DLC we went to, that's the color combo I played in Toronto. So I was like, I'm gonna try it again. I was like, let me throw in Mother Gothel. And as soon as I threw Mother Gothel in, I was like, I absolutely love this deck. Like, this is the deck I want to play. So for the whole week before Richmond, I played that list and I was like, I feel comfortable enough with this list to go in. But like Elijah's saying, not playing something meta, like the best deck in the meta, can hinder you. Like it off the bat, it just hinders you. And Ruby Amethyst by no means is like one of the meta decks we're talking about at this time. Like we're talking about blue green, yellow green, uh, blurple, purple steel. Ruby Amethyst wasn't a part of that discussion. I think Ruby Amethyst could hold its own against those decks, but it has bad matchups against those decks as well. Like me personally playing that deck, I never beat Blurple. I could never beat it. It was just an extremely hard matchup, which some people are like, oh, it's an easy matchup, but I personally could never beat that matchup. And Elijah playing Purple Steel, Ruby Amethyst is supposed to be an easier deck for him, but he just couldn't beat Ruby Amethyst. You just have those days where you just can't beat the deck, even though people are like, this is a deck you can beat. It doesn't mean you're going to. Just because you're supposed to be able to beat it doesn't mean you're going to. So looking back on it, I don't know what deck I would have played besides Ruby Amethyst. I don't think I had enough reps with any other deck to really make that decision. I think I could have played better for sure. I think there was lines I could have done better. I think there's like a couple cards I would have changed out. Like I would have added more Gothels. I would have done more Cheshire Cats. But I just think going into it, I was like, my goal is just everybody's goal is to make day two and go far. But like ultimately, I just wanted to be able to like go in, play a deck I knew how to play, get some wins under my belt, and be like, I'm good enough to go to a big event like this and win. And then I was just like, maybe I'm not going to do so hot, so I just need to get a Mulan. So let me get my Mulan and let me get the heck out of here. So yeah.
All right, Chris, how about you? You talked about how you landed on Blue Seal, but I just want to know about like your thoughts about like what you were going up against, like meta wise, or was it just like a decision like I've just been playing this deck all set, like I'm just gonna run with it, see what happens.
I mean, it was definitely just me going, okay, I've played this the most. I have the most comfort in it, so let me just run it. I don't think it played badly into the field that I played. I was obviously in the bottom ranks. I was like ranked 700 after the tournament, but um, I I just really enjoy that deck's playstyle. I think I just played the wrong version of that deck. I was playing Smash. I was playing all the wrong cards. Um, but after playing that, I went back to regular Blue Steel, and I was like, "Oh, this is much more fun and easy." Um, I just think my decisions going into the tournament were just kind of weird and a little bit more towards like, "Oh, I don't want to get these things sniped out of my hand, or they're useless more often than they're good." That's why I played Smash instead of just having the strengths. And I was just like, well, if strength gets like my board wiped and then I have strength in my hand, what is that doing? But I now realize it wasn't smart. But um, the deck was fun. The field that I played into, I definitely could have won more matches than I lost. It was just not the right choices for the deck that made me lose.
Which given a little more prep time, like outside of the holidays and stuff.
Yeah.
Like the holidays did also make this set like a in a rough position, which I think is something to touch on. Like this set also saw like a downtick of players just because of the timing of it. Like
Hmm.
you're gonna see a little bit of a
Yeah.
downtick when people are hanging out with their families.
Yeah. I think that's why it also led to blue green kind of surprising people at how well it did. I mean, it didn't surprise people on how well it was going to do, but the choices for the other decks were way more confusing because we didn't have an established meta. Like
Yeah.
that tournament established the meta that blue green was good. Like or great, I should say.
Right. Like, it would, given more time as a collective community, would the meta have honed in a little bit more for that event?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
Like a
that's interesting.
Which is
CCQ
weird
right
because
before
that's
would
the
have been
one
better.
that that DLC is the one that we had the most time to prepare for,
Hmm.
meta
Yeah.
wise.
Yeah. Yeah, it was just like, it was just weird. It was a weird event to prep for.
I
Uh,
just think there was such a wide field. You
that's the big
didn't know
thing.
what to prep for. You just didn't know.
Like, we went from all of these cards being introduced, pushing all of these decks, to then,
Gargoyles.
like, people also playing other decks and also finding a little success, but like a little like niche success, and then it led to like having a very strong top four and then some other decks, and it was a little hard to prep for. So then going into set champs at towards the end of the meta, we did also have a DLC that just happened, where Blurple won. It was a Blurple mirror, right?
Yep.
So I guess we can touch on that quick. It was a Blurple mirror. We knew Blurple was strong. I'm not really sure how the rest of that event turned out. Um, I'm not surprised by it. It was also a weird format, right? Was it best of
That's the one.
one?
Yeah.
So I think it's like a little hard to get.
That's so weird.
Yeah, it was best of one. I think it was only 7 rounds of Swiss,
Yep.
and then best of three, top eight, or something. I don't know, or top cut, best of
Top
three.
cut, yeah.
That was best of three. Yeah.
So I think it's a little rough to pull data from that, but a Blurple Mirror won, which shows that Blue Green is not the only deck, but we knew
Right.
Blurple was still strong.
They're just
Um,
smart enough not to play. They're like that deck is boring.
um, but going into set champs, Blue Green is oppressive, but did it affect your set champs a lot? And Ben, I'll start with you because we don't know a lot about your area.
So my area is very much filled with what's the meta doing? That's what I'm playing. Um, and I'm surrounded by people that have been playing card games for longer than I've been alive, almost. And it's very hard when these people can pick up a deck like blue green and just know what to do because they've played decks similar to that in other card games or know combos and can do all these things because of other card games. So with that, you kind of just in my area have to study what the meta is, know what's good against the meta, and play the deck that's good against that. Because you could show up to a set champ after a CCQ or a DLC where X deck wins. You show up to that set champs that following weekend, and I would say 75% of the room is going to be playing that deck, which is like it's just crazy because it's like there's no way you're going to do good with that deck because you just hopped on it, but it's like you have the experience that you could just play the deck if you wanted to play the deck.
That you might just actually do well because of your experience.
Right.
And it being the
And
best second format.
being the best deck in format, it kind of it has two ways you can go. You can go Clarabelle, you can go Philip.
Or
Based off of
Donald.
whatever, or Donald, yeah, and Under the Sea. So whatever you mulligan for, you're getting it. So playing aggro, like I don't care.
Oh, what
Hold
the?
on, Ben, you cut out a little bit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
my computer froze. Um, don't know why that happened. Going into the set champ, I was like, I'm just gonna play aggro. Whatever happens, happens because like I know people are gonna show up with blue green, and I'm just gonna have to play around that. I know my Ruby Amethyst deck would not do good in that, so I was like, I'm not gonna bring that. Like, it just doesn't make sense. So I just played purple green aggro and just went under everybody. I didn't win any because you know luck of the draw, you lose the die roll, whatever. But I was able to just get around everybody because I was just like, okay, turn one, two quester, turn two, two questers, and they can't catch up at that
Right.
point. So
Don't you mean Daisy, Daisy, Daisy?
no, I wasn't playing Daisy. I was playing purple green.
That's where you went wrong.
That is where I went
That's why
wrong.
you didn't win. You weren't going triple Daisy.
I should have played Amber Steel. Yeah, I should have gone back to my
Shout
roots.
out to Sarah, who
Shout out
crushed
Shout
it
out
Sarah.
Sarah. Yeah,
and destroyed Blue Green Dreams.
A lot, too many. It
yeah.
That's just so funny. All right.
was like 7 out of 8 matchups.
Yeah, it was like 6 or
Crazy.
7. All right, Chris, what was your set champ experience like?
You know what? It didn't exist. I was just way too busy to really participate. And then the one set champs I could go to, we had like the coldest day of the year so far. So I was just like, do I want to stay comfortable and warm in my house, or do I want to go sit in a room with like 8 other people and play Lorcana? And I chose to stay home.
True.
But other
That's
than that,
Buffalo weather.
yeah, that was Buffalo weather. Other than that, I mean, I do not feel like I missed out on set champs. I had a great experience at the DLC, and that probably coming back home, and then going to play in set champs after probably would have been like, oh, this isn't as fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
fair.
there was a little bit of a drain. I was like, I'm so hyped up from this
Yeah,
DLC.
right.
I got my Mulan. Now I'm gonna go home and I gotta do DLC or
I'm gonna go
set
home and
champs.
get my Daisy Duck.
Yeah.
Wait, do I
I think
have
we're
mine on me?
I think we're all a little negative about the Daisy Duck art, which is I love Grace Tran. She has some of the best artwork.
Oh my god, it's
But
Grace Tran.
Yeah.
Oh no, that's devastating. I love her
yeah,
so much.
she has been consistently my favorite Lorcan artist. And then I saw that Daisy, and I think the Daisy art is good. She looks good. I think it's just the dark themes around
It
the
is. It's
set
not
this
the
time.
yeah.
It's like
It's
one of
not
the
the
few
Daisy
times
itself.
where that mat. It's one of the few times where I was like, I don't want that mat.
Yeah, I'll be honest. I had no desire to get that mat either.
That's
Like I was
actually
just like,
literally what happened. I got the opportunity to split top two, and I said, "You keep the mat. I'll just take the win,"
yeah.
because I did not want that.
Now the Tinkerbell mat.
I haven't
That's
gotten a
really good.
chance to see it.
I'll throw it up on the screen right now. That mat is beautiful. I
Yeah.
think. Look. So looking at it, I think it's. I think the colors in the background, and then maybe this little green here. I think the colors just maybe, but she's a good artist, bro. I don't want to
Great
diss her too
artist.
much.
Yeah.
Like, she does some beautiful work. So,
Just to pitch in my experience, it was I think I did purple steel on the first set champs try, got top four. Then I did ruby amethyst, top four, top two. No, yeah, that was top two. Yeah, because I lost to Eli. Um, and then third one was amber amethyst, which was ironically just out of 9 or 8 people, two
yeah.
people were playing it. We
Yeah.
talked about it on the other podcast,
Yeah. You could go back and
but
listen to more of
Go
our
check out episode
yeah,
podcasts.
2.
go check out the other ones. But overall, the choices there were purple steel because it's strong and consistent, ruby amethyst because it's fun, and I don't want to lose to aggro, which I didn't. And
notably, notably, no blue green because you just don't want to play that type of deck.
I actually don't even own Cindy's.
True, you were borrowing Marty's. Shout out Marty
Um,
again.
Shout out Marty. No, I didn't even borrow his. I just didn't have any. I was like, oh, whatever. But ultimately, and then at the end, it was Ruby. No, not Ruby. Amethyst Amber, because I like having World's Greatest and uh, had this Horseman card, whatever, just to kill it. I was at my wit's end. I was like, I'm killing blue green if it's the last thing I do.
Yeah, I feel like set champs was a lot of I just don't want to deal with blue green. So I mean like my set champ experience was kind of how my DLC
Bring
experience
us
went
home.
was I would just play purple steel. Like who would
I,
have guessed I was
I
gonna
like
play purple
turtles.
steel? Yeah, literally. I which it got me there, so like I can't complain. The reps kind of pay off. I was talking to Ivan after hours, like the day after, and I was just like, bro, I was like ill for this event too. Like I should have worn a mask probably.
Oh
Like
my
I was
gosh.
like I also think it's like something I don't know if you could see it. My CPAP is back there. I think I waited too long to clean it. I should have cleaned it, and I think it led to it.
Poisoned yourself.
Right. Definitely threw myself off for that event, but I was talking to Ivan, and I was just basically like, I didn't even do anything special. I just played the cards that were dealt to me, and it just got me there. Like I wasn't really thinking about anything. I just kind of mind-numbingly played
Counter
the deck.
argument. That just means you're one, really comfortable with the deck, so you knew what you needed to do, but two, that you built the deck properly. So don't cut yourself short on that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the reps,
That's honestly me playing blue steel against Tommy. It's like the same thing. It's
right?
just like I know how to play this deck, and I just get into a flow state, and I'm just like, oh, I won.
I mean, that was the thing. I was winning mirrors just because, like, I don't know if it's like the reps that give me that extra percentage. It's like, oh my god, you always have it. Like, you
Yeah,
always
yeah,
have it. It's like,
Yeah.
maybe it's some of the reps are paying off. Maybe my luck is just
I
insane.
mean,
And maybe it's
luck's
the
part
way
of the
I,
game.
maybe it's also the way I built the deck because, like, that was one of my philosophies with that deck was I'm
Three
building
docs
this so
versus four.
my, I'm building this so my top decks are the best that they could possibly be. Like, my top decks are better than yours in a mirror. Um, So yeah, I mean it wasn't anything special. And then for the last one, I played blue green because I was like, I well, I talked about this too on the other podcast. Check it out. I didn't have like any refs on this deck. I just wanted to. I didn't want to play purple steel,
Experience it.
and I wanted to see.
That's the
Um,
other thing too, is once you get a set champs win, you feel that pressure fall off and you're like, well, I could guess I could just mess around and do whatever.
yeah,
yeah. So I mean,
yeah. Set champ winning.
hmm.
Who doesn't know about that?
So I just think to like wrap that up, our set champs was like we don't want to deal with blue green. We're just gonna I'm gonna do my own thing. Like it was just kind of like this fall off. Like we're towards the end, everything's kind of dying down. We don't want to deal with the annoying stuff.
And now
Uh,
we gotta look forward to the next set to see, all right,
exactly.
how is this gonna influence
So
those top five decks now?
I have two questions to tie this up, looking into the next set, because we're at our wits end with blue green, and so my two questions. My first one is are there enough answers to blue green now?
Yes.
Yes,
We don't know yet.
that's true. But I think there are.
Technically, we
There was
don't know yet.
already answers.
Yeah.
Amber.
Well, I think the answers are more viable now, right? Like Amber is going to be see more play and different variations. So
And Amber has
more
so
likely than
much
not.
draw now. Amber can draw so much that you can find those answers. It's not about having the answers, it's about being able to find the answers.
Yeah.
Okay.
I so I think just because aggro is getting pushed this set, that I think it'll push the deck out enough. Um, but just in case aggro isn't good enough, should they preemptively ban a card from blue green?
No.
No.
Do you think there will ever be a point where they will ban a card from blue
I don't
green?
think they will never I don't think they will ever ban a card again.
What?
Ooh, that's spicy.
I don't think I because
You
of
just
set
getting more,
rotation,
right?
I think
They
because of
have.
set rotation being so quick, like it's
They'll just let
every
it go
four
through its
sets,
course.
they'll just
Look,
let it go.
I
Yeah.
think I think Whispers did exactly what they wanted it to. Because like we said, from a developer perspective, that meta was
It was
great.
spread. Yeah, it
It
was
was so
spread.
good, and
Hmm.
the deck they wanted to be pushed was the best deck in format.
Yeah.
And the deck that they wanted to be pushed before that, with Dumbos, was also good, which also made people still want to buy their previous set.
Hmm.
So I think,
Well, that's all another thing.
right. I mean, the company has to do that, but like, I think the set did exactly what they wanted it to, and I think it was right to push blue green. I think maybe it was a little over the top. Um, and I think coming out of this, all we need to realize is one-sided board wipes are too strong.
All in all, Whispers was a great set.
It was very good.
It felt like it was dragged on forever. Like I feel like
Really
we've
good
been
set.
playing in this set for a
Yeah.
long time, but I thoroughly enjoyed Whispers and
It was
Dawn.
like so good, and I was talking to Marty after some of our set champs and at the DLC. Like this stretch of sets is about to be as good as set 2, 3, 4, or like 1, 2, 3, 4. Like it's gonna
Yeah.
be so good, and I think they built on that with everything in Fabled, and then everything in this set, and now everything in next set. Like I think the natural curve of these sets is gonna be like so good.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's eerily similar to set 1 through 4, especially with the lack of availability of the first set in this rotation.
Is Fabled really that um
I haven't
inaccessible?
seen I
Yeah, I
haven't
think
seen
Fables is
Fabled on the shelves here
yeah.
since Fabled.
Would you
Like
buy
since it
it?
came out.
Do you,
Uh I
I would.
probably would.
I'm trying to think like would a new player buy it?
Uh it's the best product to get into the game because of all the reprints.
I don't know. That's a whole different discussion. We should
If it's
not
a
go into
new
Yeah.
that.
That's a
Yeah, we shouldn't go
yeah.
we
into
should
that. Yeah.
we should not. But anyway,
Catch us next week talking
right.
about
To wrap it all up,
Preview.
this set was so good. There's a lot to look
it was
forward
great.
to.
Yeah.
Even if there's this little doom and gloom about blue green, it was probably necessary, and it's exactly what they wanted. And I think that shows that they are smart in developing this game, and they know what they're doing, and they know that this next set is about to be baller, that this set was baller, and I think that's a great spot to end this podcast, is that we're looking up.
Oh
It's
yeah.
about to
I
be
mean,
goaded.
it's about to be a great next set. Yeah.
We'll see. We'll see.
Alright. We will catch you all in the next one. We will hopefully finish our part 2 of the tier list at some point, so hopefully we will get that up. I had a great time. I think this was good discussion. We love this set. We're looking forward to everything that we have coming up. Stick with the channel, like, subscribe, leave a comment, leave your question of the episode for the next episode in the comments,
Yeah,
and
leave
we
us
will read them up.
questions.
I would love to read somebody's comment and not have to text the Discord right before because I forgot to text
I have a
earlier.
question for the comment section.
Ooh,
Who's your favorite Darkwing Duck character?
Okay.
maybe I'll have to go watch that movie. I'll do
It's
it
a
right
TV
now.
show.
Oh no.
Oh, it's a TV show? Okay,
It's Steve's show.
right now, that's what I'm gonna go do. We have to get off the podcast so I can go watch that show. Bye!
Bye.
Bye.